It appears we may have legislation by next week. The Senate is remaining behind and apparently is going to ratify this deal that's been reached by Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, with Secretary Mnuchin that would address sick pay for some people, also make the tests free, and also have some family leave pay, things like that. Will that be an important step forward if, in fact, it is passed by the Senate next week?
It will, as the mathematicians say, be necessary but not sufficient. Right thing to do for the most part, but that's not going to be enough to make sure the economy stays moving forward rapidly, that employers stay hiring when everything is being shut down. So we're going to need much more in the way of direct injections into the economy, in the way of maintaining the flow of credit, in the way of international cooperation. But this is a good start, and it's a good thing that Nancy Pelosi was able to bring people along to this point.
So if you were back either as Secretary of Treasury or at the White House really advising the president, what is the most effective mechanism to take the next step beyond that first step? That is to really try to protect or ameliorate some of the effects on the U.S. economy. Where would you start?
Substantial support to state and local governments. For Medicaid, which then frees up their budget and lets them to do other things, substantial tax cuts for American households delivered in a highly visible sum of money that they're in a position to spend quite quickly, and changes in Federal Reserve procedures and in bank regulations to assure the flow of capital. Those would be the first three things.
You were around in the aftermath of the 2008 crisis. You were part of the team that was really putting together the response to bring us out of the great financial crisis, as a practical matter. You had a coordinated team. Is there a team in place that can get this done, and who should be leading that team?
Oh, I'll leave the president's personnel choices to the president. I don't see a coordinated team. There have been days when Secretary Mnuchin and NEC Chair Kudlow have been saying diametrically opposed things. You don't have a sense of warm collegial working relationships between the administration and the Federal Reserve, and you don't have a sense that there's anything going on internationally. So coordinated globally, coordinated with the Federal Reserve, coordinated within the administration. Those are all things that we need to see.